Welcome to Herdley, where each book is distilled into a chronological story, offering you a special journey in just minutes. Today we listen to George Orwell's Animal Farm, in which we probe into how revolutions, while born from the hope of equality, can quickly descend into tyranny when power is left unchecked. George Orwell was an English writer. Don't go away. Herdley the editor will be right back. The story begins on Manor Farm, where the animals live under the harsh rule of Mr. Jones, a careless farmer who drinks too much and neglects their basic needs. The animals, overworked and underfed, suffer in silence until one night, a boar named Old Major calls a secret meeting in the barn. Old Major, an elderly and wise pig, has had a vision, one that would change their lives forever. He speaks of a world without humans, where animals control their own destiny. All men are enemies, all animals are comrades, he tells them, stirring a sense of rebellion among the creatures. In his speech, Old Major paints a vivid picture of the miserable life they lead, full of labor and suffering. His words inspire the animals to imagine a future where they are free from the tyranny of humans. 3 days after his powerful address, Old Major passes away, but the seeds of rebellion are planted in the minds of the farm animals. The pigs, known for their intelligence, step forward to lead. Snowball and Napoleon, two young boars, along with Squealer, a smaller but persuasive pig, rise to prominence. Months later, in June, the tipping point comes. Mr. Jones, drunk and neglectful, fails to feed the animals for days, sparking their long-awaited uprising. The animals, led by their newfound hope and collective anger, force Mr. Jones off the farm. The once feared humans flee, and in their victory, the animals take control of the farm, renaming it Animal Farm. In their excitement, they destroy everything that reminds them of their former masters, the whips, harnesses, and degrading tools of labor. Now, under the leadership of the pigs, the animals begin organizing their new society. They establish the 7 commandments, simple laws to ensure equality among them. One of the key rules is, all animals are equal, a promise of fairness and justice. The animals work together, full of energy and enthusiasm, harvesting crops and celebrating their newfound freedom. The first harvest is a great success, and for a moment, it seems like the dream of Old Major is coming true. They sing songs of hope and joy, envisioning a future free from hunger and oppression. But beneath this initial triumph lies the foundation for something darker. As the pigs assume leadership, they begin to make small but significant decisions that hint at their desire for control. For now, though, the animals remain unaware, caught up in the euphoria of their revolution. This initial success sets the stage for the real struggle that is yet to come. While the animals believe they have achieved freedom, the cracks in their new society are already forming. What begins as a hopeful revolution will soon evolve into a dangerous fight for power, with Snowball and Napoleon at its center. As the leadership dynamic shifts, the animals are about to realize that as the farm settles into its new reality of animal rule, a tension begins to build between Snowball and Napoleon, the two leading pigs. Snowball, filled with enthusiasm and vision, presents grand ideas to improve the animals' lives. One of his most ambitious plans is the construction of a windmill, which he believes will generate electricity and reduce the animals' workload. He dreams of a future where they will work only 3 days a week, and he describes the windmill as a key to their freedom. The other animals are captivated by Snowball's energy and vision. But Napoleon, always more calculating and reserved, has different plans. He is not interested in lofty dreams. His focus is on power, raw, unquestioned control. The windmill to him is a distraction from what he believes is the real issue: increasing food production. He subtly begins to undermine Snowball, gathering support in the shadows, particularly among the sheep, who, at crucial moments, break into chants of 4 legs good, 2 legs bad, to drown out Snowball's speeches. The climax of their struggle comes one Sunday, when Snowball is passionately presenting his final argument for the windmill. As the animals seem poised to vote in Snowball's favor, Napoleon suddenly stands, letting out a strange whimper. In response, 9 fierce dogs, loyal only to him, burst into the barn and chase Snowball from the farm. Terrified, the animals watch as Snowball narrowly escapes, disappearing into the night, never to return. Napoleon, now the unchallenged leader, wastes no time consolidating his power. The Sunday debates are abolished, and all decisions are to be made by the pigs, in private. The animals, confused and frightened, accept this new reality. Slowly, the principles of equality begin to erode. The 7 commandments, once so clear and absolute, start to change. At first, the alterations are subtle. No animal shall sleep in a bed becomes, no animal shall sleep in a bed with sheets. The animals, uncertain and trusting, believe the pig's explanations. Squealer, Napoleon's spokesman, reassures them that these decisions are for the greater good. Surely, comrades, you do not want Jones back? Despite their growing unease, the animals continue to work harder than ever, especially on the construction of the windmill, an ironic twist, as it was Napoleon who once opposed it. Boxer, the loyal workhorse, adopts a new motto. Napoleon is always right, alongside his old one, I will work harder. Yet under Napoleon's rule, the animals face starvation, with their rations cut, while the pigs indulge in luxuries. As food becomes scarce and the winter harsh, the dream of equality begins to crumble. The corruption of the pigs becomes more evident as time goes on. Napoleon engages in trade with humans, a violation of the original principles, and the pigs start drinking alcohol. The farm's leadership, once envisioned as a collective effort, has now become a dictatorship, with Napoleon at its helm, ruling through fear and manipulation. With Snowball gone and Napoleon's control absolute, the animals are left to wonder if their rebellion was in vain. They have traded one tyrant for another. The betrayal of the revolution has begun, setting the stage for the final disillusionment, where as the years go by, the promises of the rebellion fade, replaced by a grim new reality. Napoleon, now firmly in control, runs the farm like the humans once did. The pigs, who once championed equality, have become indistinguishable from their former masters. Napoleon surrounds himself with luxuries, fine clothes, alcohol, and human company. The original commandments, written so clearly on the barn wall, are quietly altered. No animal shall drink alcohol becomes, no animal shall drink alcohol to excess, and other changes follow just as silently. One of the most shocking moments comes when the animals notice that the pigs have started walking on 2 legs. The sight is jarring. Pigs, once comrades, now stride about the farm with the confidence of humans. 4 legs good, 2 legs bad, once a rallying cry of equality, is now obsolete. In its place, a new maxim appears. 4 legs good, 2 legs better. The animals, confused and demoralized, no longer have the will to question these changes. Their memories of the rebellion grow dim, and they accept the new reality, believing they may have misremembered the past. By 1940, trade with the humans becomes routine, and the line between the pigs and the humans blurs. The pigs invite human farmers to visit, holding meetings in the farmhouse, a place once declared off-limits to all animals. During one such gathering, the animals witness a scene they can hardly believe. The pigs, sitting around a table with the humans, drinking and laughing as equals. As they look through the farmhouse windows, it becomes impossible to tell who is who. Pig and man appear the same. The ultimate betrayal has been revealed. The ultimate. The commandments, which once declared the equality of all animals, have been reduced to a single line. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. This marks the complete transformation of the pigs into the very oppressors they once overthrew. The animals, led by hope and revolution, now live under a regime just as cruel and exploitative as the one they escaped. The ideals of freedom and equality have been shattered, replaced by a dictatorship that serves only the pigs. At this point, any semblance of the original dream is gone. The farm, once full of life and hope, is now ruled by fear and deception. The animals, especially Boxer, gave everything to build a better future, but their sacrifices were exploited by those in power. Napoleon, backed by his loyal dogs and the manipulative Squealer, has achieved complete dominance, and the animals, exhausted and broken, have no choice but to accept their fate. This chapter serves as a powerful reminder of how power can corrupt even the most noble of causes. The betrayal of the revolution is complete, leaving the animals in a worse state than before, with their oppressors now disguised as their former comrades. When a revolution rooted in hope for equality devolves into tyranny, the ideals that once inspired it crumble under the weight of unchecked power. Initially driven by a desire for freedom, the animals overthrow their oppressors, only to see their new leaders, the pigs, gradually mimic the same oppressive behaviors. Corruption seeps in as power becomes centralized, and the promise of equality is betrayed. Ultimately, the animals are left with the same inequality they once sought to destroy, proving how fragile revolutionary ideals can be in the wrong hands. As the editor of Herdley, we can learn from this that, in our future, we must not only question authority, but also the narratives it controls, ensuring that no ideals, no matter how. At the heart of the story lies the brutal truth that revolutions, no matter how hopeful in their beginnings, can quickly spiral into tyranny when power becomes centralized and unchecked. One moment that stands out is when Boxer, the loyal workhorse, collapses from overwork after giving everything to the construction of the windmill. The pigs assure the other animals that he will be sent to a vet, but in reality, he is sold to a glue factory. The animals watch in confusion as the van takes Boxer away, its side marked with the name of the knacker. Squealer, as always, rushes in with a false explanation, claiming the van had merely been repainted. Boxer's unwavering loyalty to the pigs, echoed in his final words, "Napoleon is always right," becomes one of the greatest tragedies of the story, a reflection of how the most dedicated and hard-working members of society can be betrayed by those in power. This powerful moment reinforces the key message we explored at the beginning, that power, if left unchecked, will inevitably lead to corruption and oppression. The ideals of freedom and equality, which seem so close at the start, become distant memories in the hands of leaders who manipulate the truth for their gain. In the end, the revolution didn't free the animals. It only replaced one form of oppression with another. This timeless lesson urges us to remain vigilant, questioning those who claim to act in our best interests, for the line between leader and oppressor can blur all too easily.